EA Sports and the Korn Ferry Tour are proud to feature some of the best young talent in the world of golf. From the world-famous Pebble Beach Golf Links, live second-round coverage of the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. But if we see more of what we witnessed yesterday, we're in for a heck of a battle these next 3 days as we show you the current leaderboard here on this Friday. We've currently got a tie at the top at 5 under par. And the golfer we'll be watching, definitely in contention, just 3 shots off the lead. Yeah, that's a beauty there to get this second round underway.
Frank, this second shot now coming from a good position.
Yeah, but the ball is a little below the feet here because of the tilt of the fairway, and you're going uphill, and just check that you know exactly which way the wind is coming from.
And this going to wind up on the fringe and not particularly close either. Bit of a misstep there from a pretty good number.
Well, those are the shots that turn what you'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap-in is now going to be a grind.
Well done. That is in for a par here at the first. And she'll stay 3 shots off the lead.
Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Should make this about 80% of the time. It's for birdie. Yeah, well done. It's a birdie here at the second. And she'll move to -3 for the tournament. This is a pretty hole, the third. 397 yards, just a gentle dog leg to the left. And you do have the option. If you're longer, maybe you just take it up over those trees and cut the dog leg, leaving yourself very short shot in. Or you can play it out to the right, have a little bit more in, but still certainly with a good chance at birdie. nothing to fault there. Safely in the fairway.
So a slightly elevated green, deep bunkers on both sides. Frank, what's the trick here on the second shot?
Well, if you're going to go sort of right of the flag here, Rich, then you've got to know the carry on those first of the two bunkers on the right side. You really don't want to mess with those because they have some deep lips. That's a head scratcher. That approach shot from relatively close in. I would have been looking at 10 to 15 feet.
Now, from long range, this for birdie. Look at that put on the brakes. That's pretty well judged from there. So that safely in. It's a par here at the third. And she'll remain 2 shots off the pace.
Frank, this is where it becomes really obvious where you are. You're at Pebble Beach. There's the Pacific Ocean, and this begins that magnificent 7-hole stretch right along the ocean. A fun hole, not long, 331 yards up the hill. We're at the fourth.
Yeah, and each one of those 7 holes that you refer to, Rich, there's a common theme, which is don't look right, because that's pretty much the ocean the whole way around. And this one here, that decision has to be made. 330 to the front of the green. If there's a hint of a breeze, you try and drive it. Otherwise, really, you've got to worry about that pot bunker. It's between 230 and 250 yards. But as I first said, do not go right.
Well, this looks really good. Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. Not quite on line, and that'll drift a couple feet by. Nah, that needed a little more firmness up the slope. Not much to that. It is a birdie here at 4, and she'll move 4 under par. We arrive now at the 189-yard par 3 called the New Fifth. Despite being redesigned by Jack Nicklaus late last century, safest play here is to the left center of the green. Didn't play the wind very well there, and that's going to wind up too strong and over the green. This going to be her second shot now at the par 3. "11 feet away." Got it there, but not quite on target. A lot of you out there can relate to that. Okay, that one finished off for a 5 here at the par 3. And she'll drop back to 3 shots off the lead.
Frank, here we are, another good scoring opportunity, the dramatic par 5 6.
It's easy to have that view of Stillwater Cove on the right, but that, needless to say, is not the place to go. Those 5 bunkers down the left really determine your strategy off the tee. Plus, you're playing from elevation, nearly 20 yards extra off the tee. So that run out at 360 at the end of the fairway, believe me, that's in play.
Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
Wonderful tee shot here. Biggest challenge is you cannot see the pin sitting on the green. You're going to have to pick out a point along the edge of the cliffs to get the ball on line.
Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Shouldn't be much in this for birdie. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. And she'll get a stroke back. Moving on to the 106-yard par 3-7. One of the most beautiful holes in the world. Craggy rocks, blue skies, and the beckoning Pacific beyond. Absolutely breathtaking. Okay, not taking any chances there. A good, safe play in the middle portion of the green. Look here at birdie.
Just has to get the ball started and it will work back to the right and toward the hole.
Nope. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. And she's going to stay at -3.
From the famous par 3-7 to the equally famous par 4-8. Frank, what a hole.
It is, Rich, and it starts, in my opinion, the best 3 consecutive par 4s in golf. This one's a little bit of a blind tee shot. That white rock that's just up ahead, that's your line. If you hit it over the right side of that, your run out is about 250 yards. If you go a little left of that, you've got another 20 yards up your sleeve. But do not go further than that.
And this, a tee shot that fits the eye, and that'll be just fine.
Frank, just the visuals on this second shot to number 8, mind-boggling.
Yeah, this is really where Pebble Beach attracts the best players in the world. Sitting on top of that hill, and you look at this green that angles away from the player on the player's right. Plus, you actually have to look at the putting surface. There's only a small area of flat surface. If you come up, anything sort of 5 or 6 yards short on that putting surface, it will come off. But also, too, you can, if you a little bit of local knowledge, don't tell too many people, but you can use the back edge of the green, too, to roll the ball back.
The pace absolutely perfect there. Down the slope, it's in for a birdie. And with it, she'll get a stroke back. We finished the front side with what is often considered the most difficult hole at Pebble Beach, 483-yard par 4 ninth, ocean, all down the right, and bunkers and deep rough on the left. No room for error here.
Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad.
From just off the fairway, down the Nota.
Looking good at 116 to the hole. Wind is helping from behind, so you can take a little less club. Sand wedge is in the air. It is high and is gonna miss long.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
This is a 16-footer. Boy, that's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. Just a tap in there for par at the 9th. And that finishes off a strong front 9. It's a 33, 2 under par.
Now beginning the inward half here at Pebble Beach, and it is some start to this backside, Frank. A big, bold par 4, once again running the entire length of the Pacific Ocean along the right.
Yeah, visually it's stunning, no doubt about that, with the world's largest hazard there on the right. So your mind does go to the left side of this fairway, but you don't want it to go too far left. Those 3 bunkers, they're very much in play. But really aim in the left side of this fairway because the fairway does kick to the right.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here.
Second shot, good look at the green.
And we'll have to see here. It looked like that ball hopped from the lighter rough into the heavier stuff.
Well, those are the shots that turn what you'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap in is now going to be a grind.
Safely in. It's a par here at the 10th. And she'll remain at 4 under par. Now we come to the 11th hole, and now the golf course heads up and inland, away from the water. Only 370 yards, best to be on the left side of the fairway. That will then open up the approach into what is one of the smaller greens here at Pebble Beach. That is made to measure right there, right in the center of the fairway. Perfect spot to play this second, middle of the fairway.
Another example of her excellent balance and timing, and that's a good shot.
We welcome in Iona Stephen. This, a putt for birdie.
Well, there's no doubt about it. This one will move from right to left. Not the biggest slope, but has to be considered.
Yeah, tough to know just how far out to the right to play that one. I mean, that was not far enough. So that brushed in for par here at 11. And her score's going to stay right where it is.
First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that, that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Yeah, that'll do just fine. Had a pretty good run at that, and par should be pretty well within reach. No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And her score is going to stay right where it is. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards of par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. After a good tee shot, Iona, this her second.
128 yards to the front portion of the green, 136 all the way to the hole, pin just on. Wind into the face, so you'll definitely need to account for that.
It is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game. Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Well judged. That is in for par here at 13. And her score is going to stay right where it is.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but Reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. That is straight into the thick stuff.
Well, the second shot wasn't on target, but the third was a thing of beauty, especially out of the heavy rough. Now a good look at birdie.
Oh, missed it right. Just didn't have the right line. Oh, no, just a lack of concentration there, and it'll cost him. Safely in. It's a bogey here at 14. And she'll drop back down to 3 under. Next up, the 393-yard par 4 15th. Tee shot in the fairway gives the players an excellent shot at birdie, but be careful losing it right onto that 17-mile drive. This one's starting a little bit right.
Well, that was a great tee shot, but when you're that far down there, the fairways get a little narrow. Just finished in the first cut.
Second shot now from just a foot or two off the fairway. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And her score is going to stay right where it is.
Par 4 16th hole, Frank, what's the right play off the tee?
You don't need driver here for a start, Rich. It's a long iron or even a fairway wood. Now, you see that big gaping bunker in the middle of the fairway? That's not really in play. 205 yards gets over that. But that's the line. If you look closely up the right there, those two bunkers, you just see a little sliver of the bunker, the left of the two on the right. That's sort of a no-no. So anything slightly left of that runs out about sort of 280 yards, that is prime. Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
Okay, not particularly close, but a chance for the putter to do its thing. A birdie putt now at 16.
Not a ton in this, but you have to hit it firm.
That one just gonna sneak on by.
Yeah, that's surprising. You wouldn't think he'd leave that short.
Okay, that'll be a par here at 16. And her score's going to stay right where it is. If you stop for just a moment, it can really hit you where you are and what's happened here. This 17th hole at Pebble Beach, the par 3. Jack with a 1-iron that hit the flagstick in 1972 on his way to winning the U.S. Open Championship. And then a decade later, Tom Watson from just long of the green, chipping in for a birdie to beat Jack Nicklaus. Yeah, history made here at the 17th hole. That's going to be on the putting surface, and a birdie look straight ahead.
17-foot putt here.
Good effort, but that'll run 2-3 feet past the hole. No problems there. That's par here at 17. And her score is going to stay right where it is.
Frank, you don't need to say a whole lot. 18T, Pebble Beach.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful finishing hole, Rich. Two of my favorites really are this hole here, just looking at that tee shot, and the 18th at St. Andrews because of exactly where you are. But, this hole, when you look at the water there, Stillwater Cove, it's so beautifully framed by the bunkers. And then when you start to look at the tee shot, you start to notice what the designer's done, just leaving the tree there in the middle of the fairway. So the decision is, do I play short, left, or right? And it's not the only tree on the hole, too, because that upcoming second shot, you have another tree short right to contend with. But if there's ever a hole you want a birdie to finish, this is the one.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch.
This one moving left here for birdie. Yeah, That's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18. And that will be matching 70s to start the tournament. So our featured golfer here, pretty solid through the first 2 days, safely through to the weekend and squarely in the conversation.
That's right, Rich. Get off to a good start tomorrow, throw a few birdies in early, and could make it extremely exciting come Sunday.
Till next time, for our entire cast and crew, I'm Rich Lerner. This has been a presentation of EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. So long, everybody.